All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning, bookies. It is time for another edition of Weekly Wellness. I'm super excited to always be joined by my girl, my good friend, Dr. Mia Cowan of Me Bella Wellness. You know, we always have some great stuff to talk about. So, Dr. Mia is always looking for ways that we can look good, live a better life, total wellness. And now, if we need more of you, Dr. Mia, you got a plan for us. But first, I want to say good morning. How you doing? All right, we might be having a little bit of technical challenge, but that's okay because she's doing great. Because I talked to her a second ago, and then
Hi,
back with me. How you
I'm
doing?
back, girl. I don't know what's going on with this internet, but what's up, y'all? It's Dr. Mia at Me Bella Wellness Center, where we offer weight management, hormone pellet therapy, total wellness, intimacy solutions, and laser hair removal for both men and women, as well as gynecology for adolescents and women of all ages. Our goal is to help you live well, age well, and experience everlasting intimacy. So, what are we talking about today, Comedienne Joy?
Well, we're gonna start off talking about weight management, but we also want to talk about a new program you're rolling out. Because sometimes, especially for people like me, who we are super busy, we like, man, we gotta wait this long to see Dr. Mia. I need to see it now. We should talk about that now. It's your new concierge program. I don't want to wait like everybody else. I want Dr. Mia when I want her.
That's right. So we are super excited to roll out our first. Well, actually, it's our second. We did it. We tested it a little while back, right before COVID. It went really well. It's our Me Bella Concierge program, where you get that VIP exclusive touch from Me Bella Wellness Center. And with that program, it includes everything you need to live a life of total wellness and truly experience everlasting intimacy. So that includes the weight management and coaching every single month with me. That includes 6 visits a year, which can be your annual exams, a problem GYN exam, a wellness exam, just whatever you need. It also includes your 4 pellets for the year, Comedienne Joy, and we know what those pellets do for us. It
Yes.
also includes all of your intimacy services. So the O shot with the ED17, the vaginal rejuvenation, the O waves, as well as an additional ED17 outside of that O shot. So at least every quarter, you're doing something to help with your intimacy and to make sure that you maintain healthy intimacy with good lubrication, sensitivity, and intense and frequent big O's. Very important. It also includes Voxer access to me. So you will be able to Voxer me with your questions. I will respond to those in no time and at most within a 24-hour business day. You will also have Friday appointments. Guess what, y'all? Dr. Mia is coming in some Fridays specifically for those concierge patients and so much more, so much more. It also includes some laser hair removal. So all of those things, if you want complete access to me and you want me to coach you through and make sure you can live a life of total wellness, then this is the program for you. Of course, we have several other programs that you can do. You can also do our membership program, which is
So you have a membership program, a concierge
also.
program, and so basically everything you're doing is to make yourself more accessible to your patients.
That's right. More accessible to my patients. So, and it's for my patients who are really serious about wellness. It is pretty much an invitation kind of option because I want those patients who are truly serious about losing the weight, keeping it off, living a life of total wellness, and experiencing everlasting intimacy. And those patients who are really willing to do the work and to have the coaching and to be coached through this wonderful life of wellness.
So let me ask you, with this program, can we pick some of the things that we need? Because maybe not everybody may need an old shot. They may need a different type of shot, or maybe they want to focus on wellness, or maybe focus on the pellets. Because you named so many options that people have with this new program.
So we do have other programs, but this particular program is the program that a woman over 35 needs to live a life of wellness. So most women do need all of those services. You know, an O wave is not going to harm anything. It's just going to enhance your intimacy as well as that O shot. I've never done an O shot or vaginal rejuvenation on any woman that didn't have significant improvement in their sexual function. So this program does include all of those options, but we have other programs too. So we do have a total wellness system where they may not need the VIP treatment. They may not need every single service for intimacy. It still includes the pellets because everybody needs their pellets. So we do have some options outside of just our concierge program, but I really designed this concierge program for the woman like me, who's really busy, who like you, who's a high professional, who's a high achiever, who has these goals that she wants to reach, and she realizes that she can reach those goals more so with help and with coaching and with accountability. So that's what that program is for. But we still have where you can just come in and do your gynecology, do your weight management, and you can do all of those services separately. And you can do that with our membership program. Because like I said, if you're over 35 and experiencing problems with sleep or decreased libido, the night sweats, the hot flashes, the joint pain, the weight gain, you're going to need that hormone pellet regardless. So that is going to be the basics of what most women need when they're over 35, 40.
So let me ask you, will it be maybe 3 days a week that we have the options to pick? Because again, when folks schedule, sometimes it is what it is. And it's, Sunday, I wouldn't assume that you're going to say, hey, Sunday's my only day you can see me, that you're going to be in there on Sunday. So will it be like a Monday,
so Fridays, I don't normally do Fridays, so I'm opening that up for my concierge patients. And then they'll still have top choice of other times if Friday isn't a good day for them. But when they come in on that Friday, they'll have they will be the full attention at that moment. I'll have longer visits with them so that we can do more coaching. And then it won't be a lot of people in the office so that we can give them all the attention that they need, all the TL.
Right. So more of that one-on-one opportunity to be able to answer, get their questions answered that they may have about health issues, health and weight.
That's right. Healthy living. So that weight management, to me, with our busy lives and with everything else that we have to do, it does take some coaching and accountability. So those visits can also be e-visits. Some of those coaching visits, they don't necessarily have to come into the office, but for many of their visits, they're going to do better coming into the office. And they'll be in and out anyway, just getting those services, including the pellets and the intimacy services, as well as the laser hair removal. And they want to come in and get on that scale too. So we will definitely work around their schedule and make sure that they have convenient times for them and that they get that exclusive service and that exclusive care specifically from me, Dr. Mia, for all of their services.
Now, I just heard you say something, Dr. Mill. You can cut down on some of the appointment if we don't get on the scale. We already know when we get on that scale what it look like, if it's going to the left or the right. You can cut that part out and we can talk about something else.
Girl, my concierge patients, they're gonna be excited to get on the scale, and the rest of my patients are too. People are really doing well with the weight management, especially when we focus on the behavior modification. I think that's the big thing, is figuring out what works for each person individually. And that way we are figuring out a plan that's going to allow them to lose the weight and keep the weight off. And they're going to be excited about getting on the scale because they want to show off and they want all the claps and all the excitement about how much weight they've lost. So I think that with that behavior modification, with the accountability and the coaching, more people are going to be excited about stepping on that scale so that they can see those proven results.
So let me ask you this. So one thing that I am learning, because obviously part of my job is that I eat and drink. And then when we go on these great vacations, you see all of this food, and I'm a foodie. I just want to know what it tastes like. And sometimes I want to eat some more of it. So what I try to do is, again, balance it out. If I'm going to do all of the things, because Jamaica, listen, I don't need another rum punch. I don't need another oxtail curry goat. But when I got back here, I immediately, the next day, I went and I hung out around the aisles to get me stuff I like for my salads. And I got fruit, so that way at least I can try to backtrack out, because I think one of the biggest problems we have with weight management is what we're eating.
Right. I agree, Comedienne Joy. And that's what I was just telling somebody. I was like, I haven't taken any medicine because I had fallen off earlier this year and I got back on top of it. I used some of those wonderful health aids that we use to get back on track. And then I kind of retrained my brain. But what I've done really differently this time is I monitor exactly what I'm putting in my body. So I'm avoiding processed foods, fast food, meaning I still may eat out at a decent restaurant, which I know has high quality food, but I'm not eating all the enriched flour. I'm not eating the processed food. I'm eating what God put on the earth. So I'm doing more meats and more vegetables. I try to do organic as much as I can because I stay full longer and I feel like it's got a higher nutrient value, so I don't have to eat as much of it. I'm drinking plenty of water. Instead of doing chips, I'm doing nuts. And doing fruits and vegetables instead of a lot of sweets. Now, do I have some of the things that I enjoy? Definitely. But I will admit that as I age and mature, my body doesn't tolerate a lot of those things that it used to tolerate. And I feel terrible. I'm gassy, I'm bloated, or constipated with diarrhea if I eat the wrong food. So I have had a little bit of, motivation for avoiding these foods because it makes me feel so terrible. But I think if everybody started really eating mindfully and paying attention how that food tastes, how that food makes them feel, they will figure out the right foods to eat specifically for them, because nobody wants to feel bloated and nobody wants to have those stomach pains and the extra reflux. So mindfully eating, journaling make a big difference in figuring out what works for your body, what keeps you full, and you can still find lots of foods that you really enjoy and eat smaller portions. So I think the frequent small meals have helped too. So I know I'm gonna eat all the time, so I can eat smaller portions at a time.
Yeah, and you are so right. There are certain foods that I know are kind of trigger foods. So when I get through eating, I'm like, it's a real food, baby. And then that belly is just pushed out. But when
Yes,
I try to do, more of my fresher things, of course, substitute sugary drinks for my water. Because, I just realized again when I travel, just because it's a lot more involved than me laying on the beach, I
right,
have to think about how much water I drink. Can I go to the
right.
bathroom? It's all of these things. But I also thought back of the beverages. I didn't have a lot of water there. Normally,
Yeah,
when I'm at home, I have tons of water.
right.
I wake up in the morning drinking my water. I've got a water cooler at home, and how important that water is to our system. And so those calories can easily get packed on when it's a bunch of rum punch, it's a bunch of cocktails, it's whiskey, it's margaritas, and this one. And we just turned all the way up, and then you get on the scale, you're like, what now?
Right. And so what I've done about that too is even when I go out of town, I still take my water bottle with me. So I take my big quart sipper with me. I take it empty, obviously. Yes. And you got your
My
Mi
meat
Bella
Bella.
bottle, girl.
Yes,
Yep.
it
Or I
is.
take
I
that.
carry it all the time.
Yeah, and then that way it's easy for me to refill, keep the water cold. And then I have a rule for my drinks too. If I'm going to drink a drink, I need to drink a bottle of that water, 2 drinks to one big bottle of water. So that also keeps you hydrated and it keeps you from drinking as much of it. And then I try to avoid a lot of the sugary drinks. So I may not do a lot of rum punch, but I may instead do Tito's with a little bit of tonic and a little bit of ginger, ginger beer, or just a little bit of the mixer and a little bit more of the actual liquor, and still keep my water going. So avoiding a lot of the sugary parts of the drinks, which doesn't mean you can't enjoy an alcoholic beverage. You're just going to enjoy it a little bit differently now.
And here's a travel tip that I just learned regarding the bottles. So, like, we know we can't take liquids when we're first going through TSA, and no one wants to spend $5 on that bottle of water in the airport. When you get on the airplane for your beverage service, ask them to fill your bottle with water. It's free water, it's their water. They're going to give it to you anyway. And you have saved $4 plus. You have this amazing Me Bella Wellness thermos that will keep your water cool. That is your
Ooh,
travel tip for the day. That is what I did
that's
when
right.
I flew to Jamaica.
Yeah, and you can still take snacks. So you can't take the liquid, but you can have snacks. So I always have me some nuts. You can have your fruit, and you can have you some healthy snacks. And even when you get to where you're going, you can always go to the store and make sure you have some healthy snacks with you so that you can eat healthy food in between. And the good thing, Joy, is when we go to these other countries, they don't have the same poisonous food that we have in the United States of America. Their food is not as processed, and they don't have all of that genetically engineered food. So you actually feel better. It's chicken that they actually killed a chicken that was like on a farm, and they weren't being fed the crap that our chickens are fed over here in the United States. So what I noticed when I went to France, when I went to Nice, France, I had no bloating because I was eating all naturally, healthy food that was not processed like the foods that we eat in the United States, which are very processed. So you tend to feel better when you go out of the country and eat anyway, which is crazy.
Right. And the other thing, so I do a lot of all-inclusive resorts. They always have salad bars. They
Yep.
always have fruit. It's
And
always
fruit,
fresh
they
fruit.
have lots of fruit.
Yeah,
And they
they
have
do.
healthy meat. Because most of those countries, again, the meat is different here than it is in those countries because it's not that genetically engineered meat. It's like real meat. And you can taste the difference and you notice that you don't have to eat nearly as much to get full.
Unless you
That's
greet
why
it.
when you go to fast food, you hungry in 2 hours because it's like low nutrient food that's processed and got a bunch of crap in it. Whereas if you go to a restaurant and you can eat a small steak and just a little bit of salad, the reason they have less food at expensive restaurants is because they have higher quality food. So when you eat higher quality food, it may cost a little bit more, but you don't need nearly as much of it to be satisfied and to get your nutrients in.
And that's a whole different conversation because obviously that's my area of expertise is with food. And I have learned if you do use higher quality products, you don't even need much seasoning. You don't have to let it cook forever. And it does taste better. You don't have to work so hard to chew it. I don't believe in working for my food. I mean, I just want to be able to cook it, season it lightly, and eat it. And you don't have a lot of leftover trash that's floating in your mouth. That is the absolute worst. You've eaten something and then you got a mouthful of trash you started spitting out. I hate that. So yeah, it does make a difference in cheaper cuts and then with something nice. So you got to think about those things. However, I also understand that we may be budget challenged and trying to stretch it. I get it, been there, done that. But again, when you get older, my mindset now is, am I going to spend my money at the doctor or am I going to spend my money on prevention?
That's right. That's right. That's what I was gonna say. Even when you're younger, what you put in your food is gonna affect your doctor bill later on. So when you're eating healthier and you're exercising and drinking your water and choosing healthier foods, you're gonna be less likely to have high blood pressure and diabetes, and you're gonna be less likely to be overweight. So in the long run, like you said, it's gonna save your budget to eat healthy and sacrifice now to invest in healthy foods and healthy living, including exercise, including coaching and accountability. If you're having a hard time losing weight, investing in that now will save you money later, definitely. So we just have to prioritize our health and realize that if we want to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish and live the life that we want to live, we have to make those sacrifices for our health. And that's healthy eating, more expensive food, because fruits and vegetables just cost way more than potato chips and sodas.
Yes. And so, at first I was thinking, because I love watermelon. Grew up in the country, that was like a summer job when my brother would go get watermelons. The huge ones were like $1. And then now I heard people saying they're $10. I'm like, I don't know if I'm eating watermelon. But again, it's all about looking for the good things at a lower expensive cost. So now my whole thing is a good watermelon because there's nothing like thinking that you're going to get something and then it's not good. So I've been like really filling up on watermelons or grab me a piece of fruit. Now, have I not eaten a piece of chicken since I've been here? Yes, I have. I just try not to make that the whole focus because again, everything is about balance. But for me, the watermelon is easy. I'm gonna get full. It's healthy and it's sweet, so that has taken care of my sweet cravings. I'm full. I don't have to worry about being hungry. I don't have to cook it. I throw it away. So I'm like, hey, that kitchen is still clean.
That's right. And don't forget about getting our fruits and vegetables in. A lot of people can't. That's always been my complaint. It's really difficult to get them in. So I've been juicing more. So I'll get my beets and my carrots, add some spinach, some apples, some pineapple, a little bit of cucumber, a little bit of celery, and I juice it. And I just keep my juice in the refrigerator. So every morning, after I finish my workout, I will go ahead and drink about 4 ounces of juice in the morning, 4 ounces of juice in the afternoon, getting my fruits and vegetables in. And I actually enjoy the juice. It doesn't sound good, but to me, the beet juice with the apples and the mango and the pineapples and the carrots and the spinach, it actually tastes good, but I know I'm getting that nutritional value in, and it's helping my digestive system as well. And blood pressure. It helps with blood pressure. It helps with so many other things as well.
Well, all of that to me sounds good because I love beetroot. And I actually like beets. Now, when my mom cooked them when I was a can, beets zero, but they were in
Yeah.
the can. They were not fresh. And so it's a
Right.
totally different experience when you're talking about something fresh versus in the can. Because think about the can, you have to put preservatives in there so it doesn't spoil. But when you're
That's
talking
right.
about something fresh, it has a time lifespan. And if you buy something and it doesn't move, it doesn't break down, no mold or nothing, that ain't good for you. So I won't
Right.
call out this particular dessert name, but this was a couple years before the pandemic when we used to go to Brookwood. They left these cups out on the parking lot, and I said, "Ooh, I don't want them upset with me for trash and loitering." So I picked up these particular dessert cups from somewhere, put them in my car. I'm not the person that's going to hurry up and clean it out, but it sat in my car for about a week or two. But I noticed it still looked the same state. I said, never again. I only tried it once because I was out to try stuff before I take the group by. But I also stopped going by there on my food tour
Yeah.
because I'm like, we can't put that in our bodies. It
That's
had
right.
no fuzz, no mold, no mildew, nothing. I'm like, why is that?
Kind of like a cheese curl or a McNugget.
Yes, don't say cheese curls. I like those.
Yeah,
I don't care about a McNugget.
look, leave them in your car for like 10 years and they're gonna look the same.
I'm a weakness, so it wouldn't last 10 whole days. But I get what you're saying, though. I do, and I get it. And
Mhm.
I found leftover fries in there, and it's looking like, oh, I'm old. I'm on my last leg. So, yeah, it's
Yeah,
true. And
yeah.
now, especially with the air fryer, you can still have great French fries with a
Yes.
potato in the air fryer.
And chicken wings, girl. I love to go get me some chicken
Yes,
wings from Sprouts, the little ones that look like normal chicken wings, like when we grew up. You could get the
exactly.
or the ones that don't look like
The
three
church
chicken legs
chickens.
in one, and then put
Yes.
those in the air fryer. You can still put your sauce and everything on them, and you can fry them so that they're still crispy and they taste just as good as if you actually deep fry them. And sometimes they taste better because you don't taste all the grease.
Exactly. And so yeah, so that's another thing. It'd be so much leftover grease in the air fryer. Ah, I need a fire extinguisher. But
Yeah,
hey, when it's time to eat, it is time to eat. But
that's
so
right.
all of those things fall right into the weight management, which is something else that you specialize in. So sometimes we do need tools that you offer us to help us to jumpstart. It's like your car. You need a jump start, and then the rest, it's everything that we're digesting. So I remember a couple of years ago, you had told me to download the MyFitnessPal app because I needed to write down everything that was in there. So in my mind, I'm not eating that much. When I did start logging stuff in, I'm like, oh, I was eating.
Oh, I was eating 3,000 calories. No wonder I couldn't lose weight. I didn't realize it was that much. So you're right. That journaling makes a big difference. Putting it in, seeing what the calories are, seeing how much protein. Because sometimes some of the things I used to eat because they're so low in protein, they don't have any valuable nutrition. I just stopped eating them because I know I'm going to be hungry in the next hour or two. And so I'm going to overeat on my calories, which is going to make me gain weight or at least not lose if I'm trying.
Right. And also knowing what the serving is. So,
Yes.
we see a whole candy bar. Okay, I only had one candy bar, but that candy bar may be two servings.
Yeah.
So one thing that I learned to trick myself again because I'm that budget conscious person. Oh, I'm in the Dollar Tree or the $1.25 tree, and you get the 10-pack or the 8-pack of the candy bars. Well, I don't have self control because one of those is a serving. I would sit there and eat a whole 10-pack, but I would never eat 5 candy bars. Yes, I
Right.
would if I've eaten an 8-pack or a 10-pack.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So it is a lot to pay attention to. It's a lot that we have to do to live a life of wellness, but it's doable. And like I said, if you don't know what to do, coaching and accountability make a huge difference. Just give us a call at Mivella Wellness Center. You can even start your weight management online where we can meet for a Zoom. I can figure out what's going on. We get you scheduled for you to come in fasting, do that resting metabolic rate test where you breathe in the machine. We know how many calories, and then we can work through over 12 weeks what it is that you need to do to lose the weight and keep it off. And we can keep that going and even still focus on when you're in your maintenance phase, coming in on a regular basis to make sure that you maintain all of that weight loss, because we've all lost it before. But the main thing I think is changing your lifestyle, figuring out how to lose it, and doing those things that you can continue to do to keep the weight off once you reach your goal. And I think that's key.
Yeah. And I know what else is the key. When you post your food pictures, post salads. Because you catch me when I'm eating bad and then you kind of snap on me. I feel that spirit on there. So I'm going to start posting my salads.
Yeah,
So
post them
you,
because I love a good salad. I put a bunch of stuff in mine that is not a lot of calories, that's healthy. And if you do a good big salad a day and do some juice, then you've gotten all your fruits and vegetables in for the day. But I try to make sure now my plate looks more like a jungle. So you know how you have more fruits and more vegetables in the jungle, and you got to look a few animals here and there. So less meat, but a lot more fruits and vegetables, and a lot more of the healthier, higher nutrient rich foods, but I still make sure I get my protein in and try to choose healthier cuts of meat that don't have a lot of protein, like the seafood, the chicken, the turkey, and I still eat beef.
really? Yeah, I pick my poison with beef because I just feel like it takes longer to do what it needs to do. But I'm not gonna lie, when I was in Jamaica, they brought up them filet mignons. I ate all of that. I did, and then I just, took a little help a little bit later so we can just push it on through. But normally, I try to do a lot of. Obviously, people not do chicken, but I actually have increased my seafood, and I love seafood, but it
Yeah,
digests well. I don't have to worry about my stomach cramping. I feel heavy and bloated. So you're right with what you said earlier. Your body will let you know all that spicy hot sauce. Nah, I need to get some plain regular wings and quit playing.
quit playing because these
Quit
bodies
playing.
don't digest like they did 15 years ago.
Exactly. Unless you like feeling sick. I don't.
Right,
So, and I dealt a lot with reflux. Once I figured out the triggers, I stopped it. I mean, it's
right.
just simple. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if
And
we
some
want
people
to get
just have reflux regardless of what they eat genetically, especially if you are O positive, if you are O blood type, you tend to have higher stomach acid anyway. So you do need to eat meat. You just need to make sure that you're eating the right foods for your blood type. And like you said, if you don't know what that is, all you have to do is mindfully eat and pay attention to how the foods make you feel, and eat those foods that make you feel good and avoid the foods that make you feel terrible and they give you those stomach pains and the acid reflux.
right.
So
So we
Comedienne
want,
Joy,
yes, ma'am.
I was gonna say, Comedienne Joy, I know that you are doing a whole bunch of great things around the city and now around the world with your travel. So can you just share what's going on with Comedienne Joy, how we can get in touch with you, how we can get on the bus, and how we can get some of this travel in and enjoy this good food that you're going around the city tasting?
Yes, ma'am. Everything is right there on the screen, comedianjoy.com. So you can hang out with me this Thursday as it's a prelude to kicking off my birthday. I'm on the countdown to being 26 again, with cocktails and
We
massages.
Virgos, Virgo season.
Hey, we rule the virgins. So we got cocktails and massages, cocktails by Old Forester. We're gonna have amazing, wonderful massages by Life Touch Massage. I'll be there. You guys can hang out with us. We're gonna be at Continental Drift. So we got 3 Black-owned businesses that's partnering together in the city of Birmingham to bring you an amazing event. I still have my bus tours going. I have my distillery tours going to Uncle Nearest. We're going back next month. I need to put that date out. I just got it yesterday. And Dr. Mia, I'm super excited. I'm going to start back rolling out my special dinners with some of my restaurant partners. These will be
Oh, yay.
off menu items. So you can't just go in there and say, get this. So it's like a one night only for several of my restaurant partners. So I'm super excited. I'll be rolling that out. And of course, if you all are looking for someone to go, some great trips, just like I go and try out the food, I'm going traveling in Mexico and in the Caribbean for some amazing results. It could be a vacation, it could be a solo vacation, or of course, a family trip. So these places I'm recommending has to be Joy approved. And so if you're looking for somewhere to go, I got you. But Dr.
Yeah.
Mia, how can we get the concierge program?
So to get the concierge program, all you have to do is give us a call at 205-995-1009. And you can ask for Sheba or Joseph, and they will get you taken care of for the concierge program. And then, to schedule an appointment with Dr. Mia, all you have to do is go on the Mi Bella website And you can do a consult first so we can see if the concierge program is for you. So you can actually schedule your total wellness consult. It's discounted, I think, at $129 instead of the normal $250. So you can go ahead and do that. And I will make sure I share the link with y'all in the comments so that y'all can come in and enjoy some of these wonderful services and truly live a life of total wellness.
Yes, you are saving lives, saving marriages, because y'all be thinking y'all don't want to do it no more. What it is, some of them parts ain't working like it used to, but Dr. Mia, she jumpstart them parts so you want to do it.
Do it. And I'm putting the link in for the consult, so you can go ahead and schedule that. And I look forward to seeing y'all. Thank you, Comedienne Joy, for
Oh, it's
coming in and
always a
sharing
pleasure.
with all these wonderful ageless bells and bows. And guys, I will see y'all tomorrow night for Ageless Intimacy with Dr. Mia and Joseph, where we'll be talking about some intimacy and some total wellness all together. So get your partners. If you're single, come watch. We're going to have a good time with some good information. Get your questions ready so that y'all can learn how to live well, age well, and experience everlasting intimacy. It's Dr. Mia.
Bye. I hope y'all do it today.